Hi guys, this video is going to be for my sun, moon, rising Scorpios. We're going to go over the predictions for what you guys can expect to potentially happen in December, or maybe what you guys can manifest, or maybe what you guys will be feeling. So let's update these, so we're going to update these transits as we get to them. Yeah, so December 2nd, Venus in Capricorn is in your 3rd house, okay? And it's trining Uranus in retrograde in Taurus in your 7th house. So what I channeled for the collective is getting healthy tips that you can clearly see, and you wanting to help people and people wanting to help you. So when I think of a trine, I think of a blessing. I think of something that just comes naturally to you guys. The only downfall about a trine is that it could be something that comes so easily to you guys that you kind of, I don't want to say take advantage of it, but it's like you kind of get used to this and then you expect it. And that's where our blessings can be taken away from us. So, yeah, so if Venus is trining Uranus, and Uranus is talking about intuition, getting messages from spirit, if it's talking about enlightenment, and it's coming through very easily, and it's happening in your 3rd house of communication, your local community, your friends, cousins, siblings, aunts, uncles, as well as partnerships, committed partnerships or relationships, then I think you'll be able to see something like what would be worth investing into, because Venus in Capricorn, it only wants to invest its time into things that seem like it'll give back. It wants to invest into things that are worthy of investing into. So I think this could be maybe conversations with people that you guys are maybe seeing at this time, that you believe could turn into something serious. And it's like when they're talking, you can just see through their words. That's at least how I see this. Especially with Taurus ruling the throat chakra. Yeah, and then Venus rules Libra, your 12th house, and Venus also rules Taurus, which is your 7th house. I think the things that are normally not easy to see, you would be able to see. And I think also this would be talking about your finances as well. Either you would be spending money really easily, or maybe you would be getting money really, really easily. So let me channel it for you guys specifically. Okay, so I'm seeing, I'm getting sex. I'm getting sex. It could be maybe sex with a friend because Uranus is involved. It could be maybe a situationship. The reason I'm saying that is because we have earth signs involved. So I think it's something stable. And because the 7th house is happening, it's like it's either you guys are maybe sleeping with the person you're in a relationship with on this day, or it's like maybe you randomly get, like somebody randomly hits you up on this day out of nowhere. Somebody from the past. Venus rules Libra, and you guys have the South Node transiting Libra right now in your 12th house. Where's Pisces? Since Pisces traditionally rules that 12th house, it's in your 5th house of romance. And Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn. Yeah, I do think this could potentially be talking about, like out of nowhere, because Virgo is in your 11th house, and Uranus traditionally rules that 11th house. And I think of Virgo, I think of sex with this. And Mars being in your 10th house, which traditionally belongs to Capricorn, and it's in Leo. Yeah, I think you would definitely be able to see something clearly with whoever it is you're sleeping with on this day. Like maybe you're just expecting a phone call. Maybe you're just expecting them to hit you up. Maybe it just makes you feel physically good. Because again, what I channeled for the collective is getting healthy tips that you can clearly see. You wanting to help people and people wanting to help you. Well, maybe that's like for you guys specifically in the bedroom. Or it's, again, like maybe pleasant conversations, practical conversations with Venus and Capricorn about committed relationships. I don't know. But I think because Uranus rules Aquarius and this is in your 4th house and you guys have Pluto transiting there right now, and Pluto rules you guys, right? And that's in your 1st house, Scorpio. I think it's the body, and I think something's going on in secret, in private. Definitely. Okay, so December 4th, we have Mercury in retrograde in Sagittarius in your 2nd house. It's opposing Jupiter in retrograde in Gemini in your 8th house. So to me, this is a Sorry, I don't know if you heard my phone go off, but if you did, I apologize. So the 2nd house and the 8th house, this is your wallet, the things you own, your money, the things you value. 8th house, this is sex, this is intimacy, this is the things going on behind your back that you can't see but you feel. This is the things going on internally inside your body. This is like investments. This is like the house where it's like you really need to free yourself from because something of dependence is going on where you're depending on either people for resources or maybe people are just freely giving to you. It really depends what you guys got going on here. But anyway, my point is this. It's like the spiritual realm versus the material realm. So you're either having thoughts about the bigger picture, about what it is you value, and this is at odds with what it is you currently have, and you may not want to focus on the details. It could be because it's too many thoughts, too many words. Because Jupiter in Gemini, it's a lot of words. It's a lot of thoughts. There's a lot of details. Mercury in Sagittarius doesn't like that. It likes to just focus on the bigger picture at hand. They're both in retrograde during this time. So I see the Jupiter in retrograde being a going within type of energy. And I see the Mercury in retrograde in Sagittarius maybe speaking too fast. And the reason I'm saying that is because Sagittarius is fire energy. So I think it's probably a conversation you guys may have with somebody about sex, intimacy, or money. And it's like you guys would be at odds. Somebody would want to talk about all the details and you would not. Or it's about, like I said before, talking about the things you guys value. Or you guys could you know, want to invest in something like traveling at this time, but your wallet, it's like you're spending too much money. I think of that as well. I'm going too big because I do think of Jupiter as traveling and I think of Mercury as traveling. So yeah. But what I got for the collective, what I channeled was seeing the bigger picture, but at the same time, waiting for the fine details and not getting it. I'm seeing you going down a path where you see something good and so do others. So you go down this path because you feel something positive about it. So since Jupiter rules Sagittarius, I'm going to say that there may be something unknown going on at this time for you when it comes to intimate things or deep things or maybe sex, or maybe just things that are transformative, but these are things you would value because you value Sagittarius energy. So it's like you're freeing yourself with something. Maybe you're having freedom. Maybe you're having sex that feels very freeing. Maybe you are trying to free yourself from attachments. Because the 8th house, I think of attachments as well. Maybe you're trying to free your mind because Gemini is Mercury. It's the mind. It's your thoughts. But yeah, so let me channel it for you guys specifically. I'm getting something like feeling unstable at this time internally, but at the same time, feeling like there's a win. I don't know if that's going to make sense to you guys, but it's almost as if this Mercury opposing Jupiter energy gives you a feeling of there's like a victory here, or at least you're feeling like you're being seen for this. I feel like I'm channeling the sun, to be honest with you. I don't know if Mercury is talking to the sun or it's close enough to Mercury, and this is why I'm picking it up. with this opposition because I can't control what it is I'm channeling. But the sun rules Leo in your 10th house, and you guys currently have Mars there in your 10th house. So I feel like the 10th house is a public house. So you're shining for either, it feels like Six of Wands, like some type of achievement. Where's Aries? The 6th house. So it's either like you're achieving at work, or with the 6th house, I think of, because I was picking up on sex before. So it's like you're being seen for maybe, I don't know, sexual things or people you're dating at this time, sleeping with. I'm getting something, but at the same time, there feels like there's something unstable about this. So I feel like what's happening is I'm getting like you guys feeling wanted. I'm picking up on somebody like having your attention, but then like I'm low-key seeing you guys look the other direction. And I feel like I'm channeling this for people this month where it's like there's like an option. And whether it's people that we're talking about or a job or some type of opportunity, whatever that means, it's like the collective has a choice to make this month, because it's like they're not fully satisfied with what they currently have. So I feel like something like this is happening here, and it's almost as if this is the reason you don't want to focus in on the full details of the current situation, because it's like deep down, 8th house energy, you already know what it is, but you rather just stay optimistic about it and be in the moment. At least that's how I'm channeling it. Okay, later that day, December 4th, Sun in Sagittarius in your 2nd house. And you know what? Also, when I see the Sun in a 2nd house, doesn't matter what the zodiac sign is, I feel like what it also talks about is literally like being in touch with the things you guys value at this time. Because it's not always about your wallet or the things you own or your money. It's also talking about the things you value. So maybe this other option is talking about your freedom. I personally don't think so, though, but maybe it is, because I do think of Jupiter as freedom. So yeah, anyway, so I think there's going to be an emphasis on what it is you guys value at this time, when it comes to things that are freedom oriented, because you guys do value these things. But that's what you may be avoiding, is the fine details. What exactly do you value about doing, about freedom-oriented things? Does that make sense? So anyway, the Sun in Sagittarius in your 2nd house is squaring Saturn in Pisces in your 5th house. Yeah, 1000%. It's definitely romance. Okay, so the Sun is squaring Saturn. So in general, the way I look at this is it's pretty much like depression. And what I would say to you guys is it's just a phase. It's not permanent. So just ride out the storm. The Sun is optimistic energy, even more so because it's in Sagittarius. It's like you would be feeling really positive. You'd want to travel. You would be feeling FOMO if you don't go out when you're offered to go out. Things like that. And I feel like you would want to travel at this time since Mercury will be in Sagittarius in your 2nd house in your wallet. You may have to rethink this though, because Mercury's in retrograde is what I'm picking up on. The money may not be there because of Jupiter being in your 8th house this whole time. You may have been spending way too much because you're having way too much fun. So anyway, Saturn squaring the Sun, you literally may feel depressed. You may feel like a pessimistic about romance or about your finances. This is like the strict father that basically tells the child to stop being so loud, stop having fun, you know, you're being annoying, stop being happy. Things like that, I feel like. But it's all for a higher purpose. Like maybe the reason this is happening is because maybe you're having too much fun. Maybe now your wallet's feeling it. Maybe you're having fun with things that like don't express your true authentic self, because the sun is the planetary version of our higher self. So I feel like when Saturn's involved, especially with a square, there is a block, there's a holdup in time. And the whole karmic reason for it is to get you to think. You're not able to keep going any further. So yeah, so Saturn rules Capricorn. This is your third house of communication. So you may feel like you may not be able to express yourself at this time. When it comes to romance, dating, or childlike expression. You may feel shut down. You just may not feel confident. So what did I channel for you guys for the collective? I see your higher self, telling you to talk to specific people, but you either don't want to or you have difficulty doing so. So I feel like that's coming through because it's like your higher self would want your frequency to go up. So it's like, since you're bound to feel negative to some degree on this day, maybe talking to specific people would make you feel better. Whether that means it's like they're there just to hear you vent, or maybe to make you laugh, or maybe you being a soundboard for them helps you guys feel better in some type of way. But I'm seeing that it would help you guys, encourage you to feel better, because maybe that's something you actually value. Because when I think of Sagittarius energy, I think that it can be a lot of fun, and it's happy energy, and it's optimistic. So maybe somebody that you're close with, because Jupiter rules Sagittarius and it's in your 8th house, your local community, your friends that you have a deep bond with, Gemini, could make you feel happy at this time when you're feeling a little down. All right, so let's channel it. So I feel like you guys wouldn't be able to express yourself. Like if you guys are dating someone or sleeping with someone at this time, I'm like picking up, it's because like you're feeling down or angry because really you're thinking about somebody else. That's how it's coming through. Yeah, so I'll just leave that there. Let's see. That same day, December 4th, Venus in Capricorn in your 3rd house is sextiling Neptune in Pisces in your 5th house. So December 4th, Venus in Capricorn in your 3rd house will be sextiling Neptune in Pisces in your 4th. So the 3rd house is involved in the 5th house, and it's a sextile, which means this is an energy you would actually have to do. Otherwise, it'll just sit there. But if you do this, whatever this is, it'll probably manifest the way you wanted it to. Like meaning it may not be exactly the way you had thought it would be, but it's still going to have like a positive outcome. So when I think of Venus and Neptune talking to each other, I literally think of unconditional love. I think of the fact that Neptune is a higher octave of Venus, which is talking about spirituality, like literally that type of energy of true forgiveness and knowing that we're here for a short time. We're not here forever. So let's just agree to disagree, and let's just move on from a situation, and let's all live in harmony. That's what I think of. I don't think of this as being delusional about another person. Yeah, do I think you may be daydreaming about another person? Yes, but I think Neptune being in retrograde slows things down. So you guys would be very much in touch with your intuition at this time. I do think because Pisces traditionally rules that 12th house, and you guys have Libra here, which talks about relationships, committed relationships, and you have the South Node here, which talks about the past. I do think this is talking about past people or past relationships being on your mind and you guys thinking about connecting with them, because the third house talks about communication. I'm thinking about talking. I'm thinking about maybe talking with friends. This could be possible. Friends that you have fun with, that could definitely be a thing. Venus rules Libra, your 12th house, and your 7th house in Taurus. But I don't think so. I think it's talking about people you've dated, people you've been connected with, people... just people from the past. So I think... what did I channel for this? Conversations about sex. It may be uncomfortable due to fears that you guys have, but I see a committed partnership happening with sex, a situationship. So since Saturn rules Capricorn and Saturn's in your 5th house, when Saturn's in that 5th house, there is something being asked of you from the universe, like to take romance seriously, take dating seriously. Or it's like if you have some type of artistic skill that you can turn into like a side hustle or a business, or just something that you can do where you have like childlike expression or something artistic that can be seen. It's like take that seriously during this time. I just don't see anybody having a lot of like, just, you can't go with the flow when Saturn's in the 5th house in Pisces. It's not fucking possible. You can try, but you know, good fucking luck. I think you'll have times where you have fun, but it's like if you go out and have fun, then all of a sudden, I feel like randomly you're going to have to get up early the next day, and then like there would be consequences, karma, because you're not taking this house seriously. And there's just something to that where it's intentional. It's either maybe you're supposed to have children, maybe you're supposed to make a creative thing a job, maybe you are supposed to take dating more seriously. So yeah, to me, I also think of making your dreams come true with Saturn and Pisces. Pisces is dreamland to me. So yeah, let's channel it for you guys. I'm getting something about your 2nd house, and I see a tree. So it's interesting. So I guess when I think about Venus and Capricorn in general, I think of earth energy, right? It only wants to invest into practical things, things that are grounding, things that make sense to them. And since Venus traditionally rules that 2nd house, Taurus, you guys have Taurus in your 7th house. I think with Venus sextiling Neptune for you guys, this is talking about seeing something, because I was getting specifically the eye, seeing the potential of something to grow. So I do think maybe for some of you guys, you're dating at this time, or you're thinking about talking to somebody, because I felt like I saw somebody coming out of your 3rd house. So maybe there's a conversation that you're going to have on this day with somebody. Because Neptune, I feel like, talks about like the things that you can't see but you hope for. So I think if you put these two together, you're investing in something that you have hope for and something that you also value. That's what I'm getting. Let me see if there's anything else I want to add on to that. No. Okay. So let's move on. December 5th, the next day. Sorry about the background noise. December 5th. Sun in Sagittarius in your 2nd house is conjunct Mercury in retrograde in Sagittarius in your 2nd house. So again, December 5th, Sun in Sagittarius is conjunct Mercury in retrograde in your 2nd house in Sagittarius. So I feel like this is just conversations about what it is you value during this time. Since Mercury rules Virgo, your 11th house, and Gemini rules your 8th house, I think this would be talking about, these would be deep conversations regarding maybe a belief system, maybe about spirituality. I also think this would be smart conversations. These could be conversations that involve social networking, conversations you're having through the internet, conversations with friends, just where you're expressing your true authentic self is what I want to say. However, because Mercury's in retrograde, maybe these are old ideas that you're going back to, that you're talking about. What else did I want to say with this? This can definitely also be you guys like putting yourselves out there when it comes to jobs, because the sun rules Leo, and this is happening in your 10th house, your career, how you guys appear, your legacy, blah, 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 right? And you guys have Mars there right now. So this, you're feeling driven. You're feeling driven to achieve something at work right now, or to achieve something when it comes to how you appear. Mars rules Aries, your 6th house. Yeah, definitely. With that North Node being in your 6th house. For some of you, this is definitely talking about going back to an old idea of being an entrepreneur, or just an old idea of maybe wanting to quit the job you have now and wanting to do something new. What else do I want to say to that? Mercury rules Gemini. Yeah, your resources, where your money's coming from. You guys are social networking. Yeah, I definitely think there's a lot of Sun, Moon, Rising Scorpios that are kind of fed up with the work or the job that they have now. They're definitely, you guys, sorry, are putting yourselves out there and want to achieve when it comes to this. Dun, 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 dun. You guys may not be going public about this, despite Mars being in Leo in the 10th house and this being a public house. The reason I'm saying that is because Jupiter rules Sagittarius, and this is in a hidden house. So I think you guys expanding and putting yourselves out there may be secretly, potentially. Like, you just wouldn't be so outspoken about it, but like low-key, you're trying. What did I channel for the collective? Sun conjunct Mercury in your 2nd house. I see conversations where people are trying to figure out how you feel. They're trying to understand you as a person. I'm picking up on detective energy. Yeah, I could see this too, because when Mercury's in Sagittarius, I do look at this as detective energy. So yeah, I think people are, again, it goes back to probably that Jupiter opposition Mercury, where you're at odds with another person, or maybe you're at odds with several people. But I think there's something going on here where people may be trying to figure out where you stand, or you could be doing this with other people. And again, I think it would involve sex. Like, maybe people are trying to figure out, like, where do you stand with them, right? Because again, Gemini in the 8th house, this is conversations. These are private conversations. These are things or thoughts you keep to yourself, and you have Jupiter here, a gas giant. So it's like one thought expands into another thought, into another thought. The same thing happens with words. So, yeah, it's funny because I am getting secret conversations, I guess, because Jupiter's the ruler of Sagittarius, and Jupiter's currently in your 8th house, the house of secrets or privacy, however you want to phrase it. And the fact that Mars is the ruler, the fact that the sun is the ruler of Leo, and this is in your 10th house, whatever it is you're doing, it's like, it would be taken seriously, because no matter what, at the end of the day, the 10th house belongs to Capricorn energy. So this is stoic. This is, it takes things seriously. It's, yeah. So, despite there being a lot of pride right now and a lot of energy to achieve and win, and possibly potentially having a lot of ego at this time because there's so much fire going on in your chart. It's just what it is. I'm seeing this as, again, where do I want to draw this? It's like there is a choice to make. I'm literally seeing you look. And it's like intuitively, I literally see your higher self tells you to go make this choice, whatever this stands for. I don't know if you choose that though. Because then all of a sudden the vision changes and it's like, so this is like the inside of you. I almost feel like this is like your mind and this is your eyes and I can't see outward, but you're making a choice and your higher self is telling you to choose this person or this path, whatever it is in your life. And then all of a sudden the vision changes and I'm seeing the outside version of you and I'm seeing you guys with sunglasses on. And then they're emphasizing your nose. And when they emphasize the nose, it means you guys know. So it's like by this time, you guys will know about a decision you should be making. But are you making it? I don't know. Because I'm definitely not being told which choice you make because I can't see. It literally goes, it flips itself. So I don't know. And that's definitely for a reason. Oh, that's funny because what I channeled for the collective was I see conversations where people are trying to figure out how you feel, trying to understand you as a person. I'm picking up on detective energy. And here I am trying to figure it out for you guys for my sun, moon, rising Scorpios, and I myself don't know. But yeah, I'm definitely getting a secret conversations, which is something I would have never said, Sun conjunct Mercury. All right, December 6th, Mars goes retrograde in Leo. So I think you guys feeling this drive to achieve when it comes to your place of career or how you appear to the world. I think you're still going to be feeling it because there's something about what it is you value. It's being like amplified while Mars is in that 10th house. It just may be, you know, you just may not be feeling as amped up. You may not be feeling as much energy as you did before. But it's not like the sun is in your first house. It's not like the sun is in your 12th house. Like, I don't think it's going to be affecting you like that fully. I do think obviously you're going to be affected. But yeah, so Mars rules Aries in your 6th house, how you guys take care of yourself, the house of healing, your body, your daily routine, your regimen. You guys are really going to be thinking about what it is you value at this time when it comes to things like this. And again, for some of you, this is going to be talking about sex. So what I want to say is, hold on one second. I just had it and then I lost it. Oh, right. Your first house, the body. Sorry. Because Mars is the original ruler of you guys in your first house. Oh. Yeah, you guys may be feeling this actually. The slowdown. So for those of you that are putting your resumes out there that want a new job, I think you'll definitely still be doing this. You just may not be feeling as motivated. That's what I want to say. What did I channel for you guys? Going back to something and intuitively knowing someone is coming back into your life. I'm seeing someone ringing a bell and I get an enemy. And then I just get this mother-child energy. So when Mars goes retrograde, I'm picking up on a mother-child energy. To me, this makes sense because Mars is looked at as the child. And I think of Leo energy, the sun. You can look at this as the father or the child as well. But I think because Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn, And this traditionally would rule that 10th house. And we have Saturn here in the 5th house. I feel like there is something of like a parent and child energy going on when it comes to nurturing yourselves is what I'm picking up on. Maybe you guys will have difficulty with this. Maybe you guys will have difficulty with your confidence once Mars goes retrograde. And this could maybe stop you guys from feeling as ambitious as before or driven as before, whatever this is, whether it's a job or with people, romance, to be seen in some type of way. I think you're just going to be trying to nurture maybe your heart at this time, 5th house things. Let's channel it. So when Mars goes retrograde, I'm seeing this Emperor, and I feel like it's your energy, like sitting on the throne. And then I'm seeing this dog, right? And I'm sorry, I can't draw for shit. But all of a sudden, the Emperor, it changes to a door. And the dog obviously can't open the door, right? But the dog is like being loyal, waiting for the door to open. So when I think of Mars, I think of loyalty because Mars is looked at as the soldier. So I think like I'm not really getting much action, but I think you guys are going to remain loyal to whatever it is you've been trying to accomplish, or if it's just like, for some of you, if you guys are just trying to appear a certain way, I think you're going to remain, you're going to be able to just keep this going. But I don't see you guys working towards this as much anymore. Like, I don't see you really doing that. I see it's like, since it's in your 2nd house and it's with Mercury, your thoughts, and it's in retrograde, I think you guys are reevaluating the things you valued. Because I feel like I'm also seeing a Band-Aid. So it's like something you guys thought you wanted. It's like, I don't think you're going to get it. And I hate messages like that. So I'm like trying to think of how to phrase it. But I wasn't getting 100% like bad energy. It was more just like, you're still going to keep going, which is Mars energy. You're still going to keep trying to achieve in the same direction with whatever topic this is about, because I'm sure it's not all about sex for all of you. So if it's your career, which it has to be for my sun, moon, rising Scorpios in this 10th house. There's something going on here when it comes to your wallet, what you guys do for a living. I just don't think it's going to happen the way you wanted it 100%, but you're still going to get something. So it's like if you needed a job, you're going to get a job. It just may not be the job you had dreamed about. I'm seeing you guys literally feel very passionate about something. And it's like the energy was that you're going to have to change the way you view this thing. It's like literally out of your hands. It's out of your control. I kept seeing it so strongly. Like anytime I see this, what looks like to me a purple sky with like, I don't even know how many stars. To me, it's like I'm seeing the sky lit up because there's no lights in sight. So I feel like that's why I channel it that way. And it's like there's something bigger than yourself that is at play here. And it's out of your control. It's out of your hands. And whatever you want, or whatever you were trying to achieve, it's like there's flames, there's fire, so there's passion. But you're going to literally have to change. I don't know if this is going to be in 29 degrees, but I feel like that's like once it goes retrograde, I don't know, but I wonder if it'll be in 29 degrees because it's like anytime I get like the sky like that, and when it's like fade and this is out of your hands, it's usually a karmic degree. So I don't know what degree it's in, but yeah. So yeah, there's something that you're trying to go for or something you wanted. You're going to have to change your outlook on it, or you're going to have to change something. And I was also getting that you already know this. I'm getting your nose again. Okay. So what else? So what did I channel for that? Going back to something intuitively knowing someone is coming back into your life. Seeing someone, ringing a bell, and then I just get this mother-child-like energy. So yeah, maybe that's some of your stories out there, and I just wasn't channeling it right now, but I got something else for you guys specifically. December 6th, Mercury in Sagittarius and retrograde in your second house is going to be squaring Saturn and Pisces in your fourth house. So when Mercury is squaring Saturn, I don't like this. This is very similar to that Sun square Saturn earlier that we spoke about. It's like telling you to be quiet, don't talk. You're not going to want to talk, or you're not going to want to fully express yourself. If you do, you may end up arguing with people. You may say something you regret. Time isn't really prioritized in the way that it should be, so you guys may be late to things. Now it's happening in your second house, in your, what is this, your fifth house. So I think about conversations going wrong when it comes to romance, or just expressing yourself, expressing maybe your childlike energy, or just expressing maybe your deeper feelings, especially since Saturn rules Capricorn, and this is in your third house of conversations, and you have Venus here. Mercury sextile, squaring Saturn. Yeah, I just think conversations may not go well. Yeah, I just see arguments, again, especially because Mars is in retrograde in your 10th house. No, it's not Mars in Capricorn, but it's still Mars in your 10th house nonetheless. So I do think there's something connected to that with Saturn. So what I channeled for the collective was feeling like you can't speak about something from the past. It's like you saw this path in the distance, a victory, a dream for yourself, and now it keeps getting further and further away. So yeah, I feel like that connects to what I definitely just saw a minute or two ago. So let's channel it for you guys. I'm getting this energy that somebody, or maybe it's you guys, are trying to get somebody to speak. So I feel like somebody you guys are dating, or maybe it's one of your friends, I don't know, but it's like somebody is trying to pull words out of your mouth, and like instead it's like causes this opposite effect. It kind of causes this Sagittarius type of energy where it's like, if you impose on their freedom, they're going to bounce. Like, they're going to bounce. And that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing like either you doing this to someone or someone doing this to you. And it's like in the back of their tonsils, or your tonsils, I'm seeing like a cowboy hat. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, this person's getting ready to jump on a horse because it's Sagittarius energy. I don't know. And leave. And then I'm like, no, maybe it's not really like a cowboy hat. That's crazy. But then all of a sudden, the cowboy hat turns into cowboy boots. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, no, for sure. It's like somebody feels like they're forcing something from them. So it makes them feel like they don't have any freedom. So yeah, I just see like somebody running is what I'm getting. I'm getting a runner. So yeah, what did I channel for this again? Feeling like you can't speak about something from the past. It's like you saw this path in the distance, a victory, a dream for yourself, and now it keeps getting further and further away. Yeah, I'm telling you, I think a lot of you out there, it's like there is, like maybe you're just not talking that much, or you're not being like your typical self around the person you're with or dating, or maybe you're just not acting like yourself around friends, however this is manifesting. And it's like people would be like, what's wrong? What's wrong? And you'd be like, oh my God, leave me alone. And then you would just leave. Or you'd be like, okay, never mind, we'll hang out another time. Like that's the energy. December 6th, later that day, Venus enters Aquarius. So Venus is leaving your 3rd house in Capricorn and is entering your 4th house. Wait, what did I just say? Venus is leaving your 3rd house in Capricorn and is entering your 4th house in Aquarius. To me, I think of wanting to be home or inviting maybe your friends over. Maybe being social at home. Having intimate relations at home. Where's Cancer for you guys? 9th house, Jupiter, travel. Yeah, definitely. So Venus rules 12th house, Libra, and Taurus, your 7th house. And Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius, and this is your 7th house. So relationships that feel like home. So there's some type of familiarity with things that are not stable at this time. Because Uranus is transiting in your 7th house of committed relationships. And now Pluto's in your 4th house of home to transform this, to change this, to shake shit up. So what did I channel for you guys? A game of chess with someone you are dating or are romantic with. I get that either you or this person is the emperor, and it takes a lot to get them to be the chariot, to make a move. There's no consistency. You're both waiting on each other. Okay, let's just channel it. Okay, so I feel like what I'm seeing is there's this book and you have it open and you're showing the person. It's like you are literally holding this book. Sorry, I can't draw. But you're holding this book and you're showing this person that I think you're hooking up with. And so you're like moving the pages for them. So like page 1 to page, I don't know, 2, 3, 4. And then they grab tape to put something in the middle, like there's a compromise. And I see them taping it from the top of the book to the middle of the pages to the bottom, and it's in the shape of the number 7. So I think of committed relationships, the 7th house, Taurus, what it is you value, something stable. So, but the energy I'm getting, it's like you both are compromising on the type of relationship the type of relationship you're looking for, because all of a sudden in the next scene, I feel like I'm seeing you guys and you're with this person and then you're with this person. So, and I feel like honestly, this is exactly what Venus and Aquarius is all about here, where it's intellectual, it expresses its love through intellectual pursuits. So I feel like you guys may be explaining something to somebody you have some type of relations with, and it's like you are being open with them and explaining to them what it is you're looking for. And I feel like they're taking it easy. I didn't see any issues. So what I channeled for the collective for Venus entering Aquarius, oh, I already said it. A game of chess with someone you are dating or are romantic with. I get that either you or this person is the emperor, and it takes a lot to get them to be the chariot, to make a move. There's no consistency. You're both waiting around. You're both waiting on each other. So I feel like you guys are definitely the emperor, and to me that makes sense, being a sun, moon, rising Scorpio. I wasn't getting really inconsistency with this person, unless you guys end up just being very direct with them, and then that gets them to kind of like, you know, quote unquote listen. But I'll channel it. Okay, I feel like it's making more sense to me now. So Cancer is in your 9th house, right? Jupiter traditionally rules that 9th house. I do think of sex, but it's in your 8th house of intimacy. So when Jupiter is in the 8th house, this is definitely like, this is a sex magnet. This is somebody who likes to keep their sex life hidden. However, what I'm seeing is, yeah, you may have this conversation with somebody, if this is your story, if this resonates, and they may be okay with it. But I feel like either they low-key know the people you guys are sleeping with, because I feel like I'm seeing them on the phone. And somehow it's like, I don't know. I'm kind of low-key getting a stalker. I'm not going to lie. And I feel like Jupiter in the 8th house can create stalkers. I think most 8th house placements create stalkers in your life because this is traditionally belongs to Scorpio, this house. But instead, you guys have Gemini here, which means it would be people that you actually know, people you talk to that end up being your stalker, that end up being obsessed with you. So yeah, I think somebody like accepts something on your terms, but like low key, you just created a stalker. December 7th, Ceres enters Aquarius. So Ceres is leaving your 3rd house in Capricorn and is entering your 4th house in Aquarius. So to me, Ceres is the asteroid that talks about healing. Like, what would be the best way for you guys to heal at this time? I think of being at home with friends, being cozy, but doing things with your friends. It's like, yeah, I guess you guys could be doing things by yourself that are maybe different, eccentric, weird, odd. But I think that it requires other people with you at home is what the universe is saying would be healing at this time. What I channeled for the collective is going out and doing things with friends. So I'll channel it for you guys. I'm getting going out to eat, like going out to restaurants. And I think this is because Uranus rules Aquarius and you guys have this in Taurus right now in your 7th house. So maybe going out to places that are like sensual, places that are very, that can feel like going out with people that feel like home, number one, but also doing some type of activity that feels grounding to you guys, okay? I'm just picking up on Taurus energy, but I am seeing you guys out at restaurants. Like things like that would be healing at this time. So December 7th, Venus in Aquarius in your 3rd house is conjunct Pluto. Oh, wait, I said 3rd. I meant your 4th. December 7th, Venus in Aquarius is conjunct Pluto in Aquarius in your 4th house. So since these two are talking to each other in a positive way, I like this. It talks about transformative love. It talks about potentially entering like a Plutonian type of relationship or connection. You guys could be transforming the way you make money at this time. You guys could be transforming the way you look at money, the way you look at love, the way your home looks. Yeah, I guess that could be one too, for sure. You may want to beautify your home at this time. I also think of just talking to beautiful people, people that are just sexually magnetizing. You would be talking to them privately. So what I channeled for the collective was randomly having sex on this day. Seeing people different on this day and being attracted to them. People who would normally be going in the opposite direction of life. So, like, just to be clear, it's like you would start talking to people who are not going in the same direction as you. And it's like you would usually have no business talking to these people, but around this transit, you would, because it's an Aquarius. So I'll channel this for you guys. I'm getting a conversation at work. I don't know why. This is so random to me. I don't know why work is coming through, but I'm seeing you guys have a conversation with your boss. I mean, I do look at Pluto as boss energy. So Pluto rules your 1st house in Scorpio. Venus rules your 12th house in Libra. South Node is there in the past. Venus rules Taurus in your 7th house. And you guys have Uranus in retrograde there right now. So Taurus traditionally rules that 2nd house, but you guys have Sagittarius there. How you guys make your money would be in a freedom-oriented way. Having conversations with people at work. There may be disagreements, arguments about topics you've already talked about. That could be something as well. Mercury rules Virgo, the 11th house, and 8th house in Gemini. Jupiter rules Sagittarius. I mean, I guess I could see it just because I see how you guys play a part. I just don't understand why it's showing up in your 4th house at home. Unless, like, property is involved with your career. Unless you do business with friends. Is your boss your friend? Then again, I think I'm seeing the correlation for you guys. Your 11th house is Virgo. But traditionally, Aquarius rules this. So there may be a conversation about your money, about how you're dressed. There would just be something here. I'm just seeing a conversation and this randomly happening in an office. So, what did I channel? I was channeling sex. I'll try it one more time. I don't know why, but I keep seeing your ear, and it's like you're hearing something, and then you see in front of you like all these people, and I feel like there's like a seminar or a class you have to attend, or maybe it's like a training program for work with a group of people. Maybe it's online. I'm not too sure, but there's something. It's like I'm picking up on Mercury. You're definitely hearing something. And it consists of a group of people. You may have to travel somewhere. You may have to travel away from home. You may have to spend money. Yeah, you may have to travel for some type of, or invest money into some type of online course. It's something I'm getting. It may have to do with increasing your wallet, or it's just something mandatory you have to do for work. I don't know why, but I'm just going to say it because maybe for one of you, you're going to be like, oh my God, that's me. I was getting a Mr. Potato Head. I don't know. Is that somebody's boss out there? Or do you guys feel like it's you guys? I don't know. But, yeah, I don't know. Okay, so December 7th, Sun in Sagittarius is opposing Jupiter in Gemini in retrograde. So again, December 7th, we have Sun in Sagittarius in your 2nd house, and it's opposing Jupiter in Gemini in retrograde in your 8th house. So it's an opposition. There's inner conflict. I think you're going to be at odds. There's going to be friction internally with what it is you value versus... I like your thoughts on it. Like what I mean is you may not want to think about, again, all those details. It may just be too much for some reason for you at this time. It could be because of not feeling, it could be because of not feeling happy about where you're at right now in life currently because of a situation. It could be because you feel like you're not getting what it is you want, the results you want, you're not achieving, or it's like you are achieving, but it's like whatever you are achieving, it's like you don't actually value that. So let's see, the Sun rules Leo, and you guys have this in your 10th house. Right now, Mars is in retrograde in that 10th house. So you want to achieve, you want to win, you're feeling, maybe competitive, eager, something like that when it comes to the place of either how you appear or your career life. You may want to be seen. What else do I think of? Jupiter and Gemini. I think really you just may not be getting what it is you really, really want at this time. And psychically or intuitively, however you want to phrase it, with Jupiter being in your 8th house, you're just picking up on it. So let me see something really quick. If Leo traditionally rules that 5th house, you guys have Saturn here, Neptune, so there's some type of block, restriction, need to work harder, commit when it comes to either romance, dating, putting yourself out there, being on stage. Hold on one second. Sagittarius with that 8th house, Mercury being here. Let me see something. So what I channel for the collective is I see you guys being visible to someone and being very giving, and how this person can't stop thinking about you. It may be to the point where they need to be alone, or someone can intuitively see through you guys and it makes you feel uncomfortable and you want to be alone. I don't know if I already did this, if I already said this in this video. I'm sorry. I hope I'm not repeating myself. I don't think so. But let me channel it for you guys, how it's going to affect you guys personally. I'm picking up on this energy of like, you guys definitely being visible, being seen, but it's like what once made you feel passionate, you don't feel passionate about at this time. I feel like you're focused on something from the past. That's what I'm picking up on. But I am seeing a lot of people that are definitely interested in you guys. So if it's not this, like if this isn't your storyline, then I would say that maybe something you were just once passionate about. Maybe it's a hobby, it's a job, something like this. It's like you just don't feel the same way about this anymore. I don't know why, but I was getting like a belief, like I was seeing like, I feel like you're giving something up, something that you once believed in. So maybe it's like you saw a future with you and this person. It's like now you no longer see this. I feel like I'm definitely seeing that too. So again, if Taurus traditionally rules that 2nd house, but you have the sun going on here. So it's definitely like people wanting to learn more about you. Maybe you aren't speaking as much. Maybe you're holding yourself back. You're walking away from a situation. That's the vibe I'm getting. So let's see. I see you guys being visible to someone and giving, and how this person can't stop thinking about you. It may be to the point where they need to be alone. Or someone can. So maybe that's some of your storylines, but that's definitely what I was picking up on for the collective as a whole. So maybe bits of that resonate with you, but this is what I was picking up on specifically for Sun, Moon, Rising Scorpios. They need to be alone, or someone can intuitively. Maybe the energy is just too much, honestly, because sometimes Jupiter energy, sometimes it doesn't know when to stop. So that could be a thing too. Because I definitely felt like you were getting a lot of attention. All right, December 7th, that same day, Neptune goes direct in Pisces in your 5th house. All right, so the way I want to phrase this, and this is how I look at this, it doesn't mean it's just my opinion. Whatever you saw about 5th house topics once Neptune went retrograde, I think that was reality. Like if you were dating someone during this time and then it turned out they weren't the person you thought they were, I would say go with that. Because now I feel like once Neptune goes direct, you may go back to daydreaming about an idea of someone, or you may go back to an old idea that you realized actually doesn't work for you or doesn't resonate with you when Neptune went retrograde. I could be wrong, but I just feel like the second Neptune went retrograde, we were all seeing things much more clearly. Whether we were listening to that guidance or not intuitively, I just think we were seeing things for as they were, because again, when Neptune goes retrograde, things are slowing down. It gives us a chance to really be in touch with our intuition. When Neptune goes direct, I feel like it makes it harder to decipher, is this illusion or is this intuition? So yeah, the fact that you guys, I feel like I'm picking up on you guys going back to the past. This makes sense to me because when Neptune goes direct, I feel like you guys are going back to either somebody you've dated from the past or maybe just somebody you think of as a romantic partner. If none of these apply, then I think this is just like some type of commitment, some type of relationship, because Libra traditionally rules that 7th house. So maybe you're going back to an old business idea. I'm not too sure. But yeah, so what I channel for the collective is getting a phone call, something sexual, going full speed ahead, tips about time and a band-aid, sacrifices now for the future for something to grow. Okay. So let me channel this for you guys. So again, I'm seeing it. It's like you have a choice to make. I see you literally looking. The scene feels like Arizona, like the canyons, or just like the desert. And it's like you can either go down this path or this path. Sorry. And you're really like, you're not sure which one to do. You're very unsure once Neptune goes direct. But then I see you're kind of coming through as 7 of Swords. Like you're choosing something for yourself that is like best for you. It does feel like a relationship. It does feel like it feels like you guys are willing to give up your freedom, because it's like I'm seeing this bridge. It makes me think of Libra energy, but one of those old bridges. So I guess it's not a bridge. It's like one of those things you climb from one mountain to get to the next. Like you walk on this, and I see a horse. So I think of Sagittarius energy. I think of freedom. It felt like a wild horse. But then there's a bull, like a stubborn bull. I think of Taurus energy. So I'm getting Sagittarius energy, and I'm picking up on Taurus energy. And it kind of feels like the World in Tarot, the World card, where something new is beginning, but there's kind of like this standoff between you and another person. So if this isn't about you guys, maybe this is like your own inner world where it's like you want to be free, but you also want what you want type of energy. So this honestly kind of makes sense to me, the inner turmoil, because it's like 7th house is in Taurus. This is a fixed sign. It means you guys are stubborn when it comes to relationships. But at the same time, you guys literally value freedom-oriented things. And currently it's like with Jupiter being the ruler of Sagittarius, this being in your 8th house internally, it's like this is what you're really realizing at this time. You're getting in touch with how you can make freedom work for you. Like, how can you make this smart? And now Jupiter is already a smart energy, but maybe you guys have been experiencing Uranus in the 7th house in Taurus, like in unfortunate ways where it's just constant breakups, or like nothing is stable. There's constant like unsteadiness in this house when it comes to the house of commitment with other people. And it's like maybe you guys are over this at this point. You're just looking for stability. So maybe like what Jupiter in the 8th house is teaching you guys is like, how can you get stability while still maintaining your freedom? Because Uranus is all about freedom. So what Uranus is trying to teach you guys in the 7th house is letting go of, what is that word? Not nostalgia, but inertia. I think that's the word, because when you have Taurus in the 7th house, you don't want to let go of the things you've already invested time into. I'm sure you guys would connect with that. It's like it's harder for you guys to let go to people even when you know it's like, it's done. It's, what is that song for Justin Timberlake? Dead and Gone. It's like you've already invested so much time in this person, you don't want to let them go. But it's like if you look back at your own life, like, did that help you out, or did that hold you back? And in a sense, you kept yourself a prisoner, right? So Uranus is kind of doing like both things, two different things at the same time. It's unfortunately causing breakups. It's causing these tower-like moments for you guys in relationships, but at the same time, you're gaining freedom, and you're learning how to be learning how to have freedom-oriented relationships while still or at least you guys are still trying, because Uranus isn't out of Taurus yet. So you're probably still on your journey, but you're trying to learn how to have relationships that can be like serious, while you still give that person their freedom and you have your freedom as well. I hope that makes sense. So anyway, what did I already channeled it for you guys when Neptune goes direct. So yeah. I also felt like I was getting a savior energy. Like, I don't know if this is maybe how you guys feel about yourself, like you're trying to save yourself, or maybe it's how you feel about another person, like you want to try to save them. And you guys probably do have a habit of doing this with Pisces in the 5th house. Try not to. That's how you get burned. December 12th, Venus in Aquarius is in your 4th house, and it's opposing Mars in Leo in your 10th. So Venus and Mars are opposing each other, right? Is that what I'm seeing? So, again, oppositions. The advice here is to come together to compromise. You're basically going to be feeling inner tension between the two. Aquarius is loud energy. Leo is loud energy. Because think of the sun. No matter where the sun is, you're going to see it. It can't help but express itself. It's happy energy. It's optimistic. Whether you guys like Leos or not, that is Leo energy. Same with Aquariuses. They are standing out one way or another, but it's usually for being eccentric, for being different. Both of these signs are getting noticed. So to me, they're loud. Now, with Venus being in Aquarius, I think of expressing love in an intellectual way. I think of investing money in intellectual pursuits, or maybe freedom-oriented things, group-oriented things as well, because this is a humanitarian type of energy. Mars in Leo is more like egotistical. It's driven to succeed, but it has a tendency to do it for the audience. It's not really doing... It should be doing it for itself. It has an opportunity to do that. So it could be doing that, but it usually doesn't come off that way. So I think you guys may be at odds with people at work on this day, or like your inner emotions. Like, you may feel like you have to achieve at work and stand out. But meanwhile, it's like maybe deep down inside, because the 4th house traditionally belongs to Cancer, you really just want to be about, other people. Maybe you want to blend in with other people. You don't want to stand out. This could be a possibility. Let's see, Venus rules your 12th house in Libra. It also rules your 7th house in Taurus. So we have the 12th and the 7th house. This could be about inner conflict or conflicts at work, where there's some type of, like, something from the past could be brought up, especially if you guys have commitments. Like, what I mean by that is like a business partnership, or I don't know, but I just think of like... You may be expected to act a certain way at work, because when Mars is in the 10th house, this is a winner. This is somebody who's driven. This is somebody who, yeah, you may deal with competition from coworkers, so there may be arguments of some sort, especially with Chiron being in your 6th house in Aries. But I'm just thinking that, I don't know, you just may not want to stand out is what I'm getting. All right, enough. Let's channel it. So I am getting this energy of like being driven to succeed. There's definitely something here about standing out, but at the same time, it's like standing out with this opposition makes you feel at odds, like you feel different. Or maybe like an oddball. There's definitely some type of discomfort where I feel like you kind of just want to be alone and nurture yourself. I'm not really picking up on around this transit that you want to be around people. I do see that you will be around people, and I do see that it's like you are going to be standing out because of this Mars in your 10th house. But yeah, it's almost like I'm getting the Empress energy. I'm getting the Empress energy, and I feel like I'm getting the Sun. So it's almost as if like there's this nurturing, sweet energy in private that you're feeling, but it's like you don't want to express this publicly. Instead, you just want to, you know, I think be like a leader of a group is what I'm getting. So if there's like group-oriented things going on at work on this day, I feel like you're standing out in some type of way. And I don't even know if that really makes you fully comfortable. And if you are comfortable with that, okay. But you definitely don't want to express this Venus energy is what I'm picking up on. But what I channel for the collective is being at odds with people, wanting to talk shit. And I'm picking up on back and forth energy. Because the 4th house traditionally belongs to Cancer, right? And that 10th house belongs to Saturn. Belongs to Capricorn. So Mars does well when it's in Capricorn. It's exalted. So I just think of somebody that is willing to achieve, or at least try to achieve, a go-getter. I think of somebody who's confident. Yes, it's not doing as well when it's in retrograde. You may feel a little more tired. You may not feel as determined, as confident, but Mars is still Mars at the end of the day. So you're still going to be driven, or you're still going to want to win. It just won't be in full force like it normally would be. But I feel like because the 4th house talks about privacy, you just may not want to express your Venus energy for one reason or another. Okay, December 12th, later that day, we have Mercury in Sagittarius in retrograde, sextiling Venus in Aquarius. So again, December 12th, we have Mercury in retrograde in Sagittarius in your 2nd house. It's sextiling Venus in Aquarius in your 4th house. So again, a sextile is an energy that you have to put work into. You have to do something in order for something to manifest, something to happen. But it's looked at as a blessing, because as long as you do this, whatever this is, more than likely you're going to get whatever it is you wanted. It just may not manifest exactly as you wanted it to. So I like Mercury talking to Venus in a positive way, because it's like the things you're saying, they're really, they're going to be happy. They're going to be optimistic. I think Mercury in Sagittarius is a smart energy. So I think, especially with Venus in Aquarius, I think you would be talking about the things you value at this time. I think you would be talking to your friends. I think you would be potentially talking about traveling with them. I think you may be investing money into traveling at this time with friends. It could maybe be family for some of you. That's definitely possibility, but I think your friends are like family for you. So I just feel like this is more talking about traveling somewhere else. Because Venus rules your 12th house. I think of Pisces energy, somewhere far distance. And then Venus also rules your 7th house. And it's in Taurus, so you're spending money. And then there's that commitment with friends, partnerships. So yeah, and I feel like just the things you may, like the way you may speak on this day may be kind, maybe sweet. And I think this would be an old idea that you guys already have. I don't think this would be something new you're talking about. Let's see, Mercury rules your 11th house in Virgo and also your 8th house in Gemini, and you guys have Jupiter here. Yeah, I think you guys are definitely traveling, or you're talking about traveling, or you're investing money into traveling. I'd be surprised if you said no. And if you're not, because like I said, it's a sextile, you guys are thinking about it. So let me see the second house, 4th house. Yeah, whatever it is you value at this time, it's like you're talking about this. And I think you're emotionally connected to whatever this is. So it's like these conversations, whatever it is you're talking about, you feel something about this energy. Anything else I want to say? It could be for some of you talking about work. Like you could be spending money for traveling for work. So what did I channel for the collective? Traveling to go sleep with someone. Conversations about sex. I could see that too, yeah. Conversating about who your friends are sleeping with. Yep, I could see that too. Having conversations with people you're sleeping with. So again, Mercury and Sagittarius. The Jupiter's the ruler of Sagittarius, and it's in your 8th house. Secrets, things going on with your friends, Gemini. Yeah, I could definitely see that. And then this being sex. Yeah, because Venus rules Taurus in your 7th house. And then your 11th house, which traditionally is ruled by Aquarius, is in Virgo. And I just think of the body. I think of sex. So yeah. But let me channel it for you guys specifically. So it's interesting. When I channel it for you guys, it's like you guys are either trying to figure out how somebody else feels with this Mercury sextile Venus, or you're wondering how they feel. Or people are doing this with you guys on this day. Like they're trying to figure out how you feel about people you're hooking up with, or people that maybe you're dating or talking to. I'm just getting this energy of like you either try, like you feeling pressured by time, because I'm seeing this. What is this called? That thing with sand when it goes, you know, whatever that is. Okay, I don't care. But and it's in the middle of all these people. Like there's a group of people, and I feel like you're on a podium and you're like talking. And I feel like that's the Mercury energy. Like you're definitely talking, but I'm also picking up on, again, those two options in the background. Like these are tunnels. I don't know. That's how it was coming through for me. But time, I think it was Saturn. That's interesting. We have these two here. So Taurus and Cancer energy. I think you're trying to figure out how you guys feel about certain people. And you may be being open and honest about this with people you feel closest to. And they're trying to help you figure something out too. That's what I think of, because Venus energy, when it's like talking to another planet in a positive way, it's like this is comfortable energy. What makes us feel good, and it's talking to Mercury. Mercury is literally a talking energy, or it's our thoughts. So I feel like, yeah, you guys are just talking about the things you guys value at this time. And people may be helping you out with this, or it could be vice versa. Let's see. On December 15th, there's going to be a full moon in Gemini. So there's going to be a full moon in your 8th house. To me, I feel like that may affect your sleeping, just because Gemini energy is like chit-chatty energy, which means this is going to be happening internally for you guys with your thoughts, especially with Jupiter being there. I know it's in retrograde, but I just think your thoughts are getting slowed down a little bit for the better. You're more in touch with things. But anyway, so with full moon in Gemini in the 8th house, I feel like something will be illuminated when it comes to the things maybe you guys value at this time. Or it's like going back to this energy, since this is happening 2 days before Mercury sextile Venus. You guys could possibly be gossiping at this time. It could be gossip because Mercury rules Gemini and you guys have this in your 8th house. So it's in the house of secrets, things going on behind your back. Because like how I channeled it for the collective is this, and then I'm going to channel it for you guys specifically, but you'll be hearing something about other people you already intuitively knew about, but were ignoring. But when I see this, something being illuminated in Gemini, yeah, I could see secrets being illuminated. Something you're valuing could be illuminated at this time. Something illuminated about friends. Something illuminated about yourself because it's your own inner world. So let's see. I'm getting something. I feel like you guys are going to be more in touch with your own psyche. Like, I feel like I'm getting a revolution. Like, there's this card from one of the oracle decks I have, and it's called Solar Eclipse Revolution. And it's like your mind, and I'm seeing, like, let's say it's all black inside. It's like all of a sudden I see this outline, and it's like indicating you're seeing something. And like you're seeing something internally about yourself in your own mind. And I see like things coming out of your ear, like something's being released. I definitely also saw in your mind like somebody holding on to you guys, and you like kind of just like walking away from that. And then also, and I feel like this makes sense because Mercury is the ruler of Gemini and it's currently in Sagittarius, which again, I can't say it enough, is all about being freedom oriented. But then I'm also seeing another person in your mind, and it looks like they're looking for something, like they're looking for information. I feel like they're looking through files. So I don't know if this is like your energy, but I felt like it was somebody else. Like there's like all these file cabinets in your mind, and there's like somebody sneaking in and looking in to see, I guess, how you feel is what I'm thinking. Yeah, no, I'm definitely seeing it. It's like there's this person that is watching you with other people, and I feel like they're taking notes. Like, I don't think you see them. Where's Pluto? Because Pluto traditionally rules the 8th house. It's in your 4th house. So it's somebody either you're intimate with or you're friends with or that you know. Okay, let's move on. December 15th, that same day, Mercury goes direct in Sagittarius. So I think Mercury going direct is going to help you guys be able to think more clearly. I do think during the Mercury retrograde, there was probably misunderstandings, miscommunication, maybe misspellings or trouble with traveling, things of that nature. Or maybe trouble just understanding at this time either your finances or the things you actually value. Like trying to make it make sense. But I feel like there would have been like misunderstandings with your group of friends as well as yourself, like trying to understand your own psyche. Again, that's because Jupiter rules Sagittarius, and Mercury rules Gemini, and Mercury rules Virgo, and this is happening in your 11th house and your 8th house. All right, so where was I going with that one? Sorry. So Mercury goes direct. So what I channeled for you guys is, I'm sorry, for the collective, looking how to get out of something. So maybe you guys are picking up on that other energy that I feel like is really spying on you guys. If they're not spying, then I feel like if they're not spying, then I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, no, I would just say it's spying. But if this isn't about that, then this is going to be about that other person that's like attached to you guys, and you guys kind of like want nothing to do with. So yeah, let's channel it. Yeah, I'm getting this energy of control. Like you're literally, not in a bad way, by the way. I'm getting this energy of you guys seeing everybody who wants in on you guys. Like, honestly, I was picking up on sexual energy. But it's like you see it, but it's like you are not entertaining it. Like you're not entertaining maybe the passion you have for all these people, or the temptation. I just see you being in control of yourself once Mercury goes direct. Yeah. All right. December 18th, Sun in Sagittarius in your second house will be squaring Neptune in Pisces in your fourth house. So again, December 18th, Sun in Sagittarius in your second house will be squaring Neptune. Oh, I'm sorry, your fifth house. Sun in Sagittarius in your second house will be squaring Neptune and Pisces in your fifth. To me, this speaks of delusional energy for sure. It's like, yeah, I think you'll be in touch with your intuition. However, I don't think you'll be listening to it. It's like one of those things where you know what you're saying doesn't make any practical sense. And then you're like, no, it's definitely like my intuition telling me that this is what it is, and intuition doesn't always make sense. And I do think that's a thing if you follow that. Like sometimes I feel like our intuition can tell us things that are going on that doesn't make any fucking sense, and then all of a sudden it turns out we were onto something, we were right. I think that's what you'll be feeling with the Sun squaring Neptune. Except I do think you'll have an opportunity, because the Sun is involved, I think, of being able to see with the light being out, what your intuition's really trying to tell you. And I don't think you're going to like it. So you're going to choose to believe in illusions. That's how I see this. Because a square is a karmic lesson. It's a holdup. It's a block. It's required. More time is required. Okay. So the Sun rules your 10th house. Neptune rules your 5th house. Jupiter, I'll take it. Jupiter originally rules Pisces, and it's in your 8th house in Gemini. So I just think that this would be talking about really not being in touch with the things you value when it comes to dating. When it comes to sex, when it comes to intimacy. But maybe you'll be in the moment and you'll say, no, actually this feels right. Something like that. I don't know. But I don't think it's the truth. It just may boost your ego. It just may make you feel better. Yeah. But what I channeled for the collective was your higher self tries to guide you down a path that opens up for you, that you see, but you ignore your higher self and keep walking down the path, which has a lot of possibilities. So again, what I channeled for the collective with Sun squaring Neptune, your higher self tries to guide you down a path that opens up for you, that you see, but you ignore your higher self and keep walking down the path, which has a lot of possibilities. So I feel like I'm getting this AI robot, like I'm getting something, and I feel like this is the Sun. Like you guys are trying to ignore something that may be a daydream or an illusion. Like you're trying to remain stoic and smart and intelligent. And I do see you walking down this path. And I feel like you're seeing this one person in the distance, like their energy goes like to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right. And it's actually like another version of you guys. It's like you're unsure if you should go any further, because when you keep walking further, there's a group of people. So you decide to do it. You walk towards this group of people, and out of the group of people, there's one person that's standing out, and their energy seems to be I guess I feel like it's trouble, or at least what you guys are picking up on is trouble. And I feel like I'm seeing like your third eye, like you're wearing something. It's like a necklace, and it's like it decides to sip on, I don't know, tea or coffee. Kind of like that one meme where it's like, oh, that's none of my business. And then Kermit the Frog sips coffee. So it's like you're seeing something that maybe is considered to be drama. And you, or at least your higher self is telling you, just keep walking, mind your business. It's none of your business. And to keep going this way. But then you don't. You go back. And you go back like into the crowd, I think, to go get the person, or at least these are your thoughts. So I think you're going to be daydreaming about somebody that you know you shouldn't be. That's how I see it. So yeah. December 19th, Venus in Aquarius will be trining Jupiter in Gemini in retrograde. So again, December 19th, we have Venus in Aquarius in your 5th house. This will be trining Jupiter in retrograde in Gemini in your 8th house. So to me, again, trines are easy energy. They're blessings, or they're things that just come so easily or naturally to you, you don't even notice them. So sometimes we take advantage of this because then we get used to these things in our life. And that's when these things get taken from us. So when Venus is talking to Jupiter, I think of being able to go really big with this energy because whatever Jupiter touches, it expands upon. So Jupiter's in the 8th house. This can be talking about sex, intimacy, your deepest feelings, your internal world. This could be talking about money, psychology, and it's talking to Venus, which is talking about harmony, love, abundance, money, romance. It's in Aquarius. So I would think intellectual things or freedom-oriented things, humanitarian things. But it's talking about your emotions because it's in the 4th house, or at least I believe it is. And then Jupiter's in Gemini. So this is talking about your thoughts, your words, you communicating. So you may be able to express yourself really easily and naturally on this day. So if it's normally hard for you to express how you truly feel, or if you normally don't have deep conversations, I think on this day you would, because it's your 8th house and your 4th house, and this traditionally belongs to Scorpio and Cancer energy. So yeah, I think you guys may be talking about potentially maybe a belief or something you feel dogmatic about. And I feel like it could have something to do with your physical body, possibly. But I think it would be talking about the things you value, and just, I don't know, I'm getting a sweet energy. What did I channel for the collective? I get people from the past coming back. The energy is unstable, but you know about their return, and so do other people. Okay, all right. So when I think of Aquarius energy, I think of futuristic energy, and I think of Jupiter as touching Aquarius in some kind of way. Like this aspect, I think what I channeled is definitely possible. But let me channel it specifically for you guys. I am getting that energy for you guys. I am seeing this as, so I'm seeing this flag, and it feels like Scorpio energy. It feels like the Death card in Tarot. And I'm seeing this stage, like a runway stage for models. And then all of a sudden, a bunch of water, like the ocean, is like coming up on it. I don't know, this is terrible drawing. But, and then there's tons of people. And then all of a sudden, it turns to a circular stage. So this is gone. This is gone. And it's like you're on the stage. And then this person comes back from the past. I definitely see them. And I feel like you feel attached to them, or you're just connected to them in some type of way. And so yeah, it's so weird because I would have never said this if I were going off that. So Jupiter rules. So if I'm going off the 9th house, which traditionally belongs to Sagittarius, which is where Jupiter would go, you guys have Cancer here. The 4th house is involved. We have Venus in Aquarius in your 4th house. So Cancer energy does speak of the past. Aquarius energy speaks of the future. We have the 8th house involved. Again, Scorpio energy speaks of the past. Gemini energy speaks of learning things, communicating, talking, fast energy, and it's expanding on this. So I feel like, and Scorpio is actually in your 1st house. Yeah, I could see that. Like, I could see definitely your intuition being really connected because Jupiter is trining, okay? The 8th house and Jupiter nonetheless is trining something in your 8th house. So I definitely see how you can intuitively feel like a presence coming, or somebody. It's like you may think of somebody and then all of a sudden they appear, especially since Jupiter rules Sagittarius and you guys currently have Mercury here right now. Venus rules your 12th house and your 7th house. You have the South Node, speaks of the past. Uranus, a shakeup, and it's in retrograde. So yeah, I think that's definitely possible for some of you. You may be experiencing somebody that you've had a relationship with before come back during this time. All right, let's move on. December 21st, Sun enters Capricorn. So the Sun is leaving your 2nd house in Sagittarius and is entering your 3rd house in Capricorn. I just feel like when Sun enters Capricorn, I'm just getting this energy of also you guys maybe dealing with a lot of competition, or it feels like you really need to work harder at something in order to get whatever it is you want. That's what I'm seeing. It's like I'm seeing one of those, I forgot what it's called, but the doctor has that to listen to the heartbeat. It's like you're doing that to a door in order to get a door to open for you. And yeah, I feel like I'm seeing something about the Empress. Like I'm getting that maybe there's something you want to start or create. Whether that's a job that you're feeling passionate about, or maybe it's yourselves or another person, but that's how I'm seeing it. So December 24th, we have Jupiter in retrograde in Gemini in your 8th house. It's squaring Saturn in Pisces in your 5th house. So again, December 24th, Jupiter in Gemini is in retrograde in your 8th house, and it's squaring Saturn in Pisces in your 5th house. To me, this is talking about not being able to fully express yourself, having trouble with childlike expression, having trouble with being on stage, something just where you feel limited, somewhere where you feel blocked. And I feel like this is, for some of you, this is going to be talking about sex. For some of you, this is going to be talking about how you want to stand out. So for those of you that are competing for something, yeah, I do see this as like you guys having a little bit of difficulty at this time. So with that being said, what I channeled for the collective is trying to find the light in the dark. Also keeping certain people out. And I see you guys listening for signs. So I feel like because Jupiter and Pisces are involved, as well as Gemini, it's like you're literally listening for signs or synchronicities. The 8th house, I feel like this is your internal world. The 5th house is like your outer expression, what makes you feel happy, playful. So yeah, I just feel like there would be some type of block when it comes to this. Let me channel it. Yeah, I feel like I am getting depression, which also makes sense to me because Jupiter is optimistic energy and Saturn is the opposite of that. It could be pessimistic energy. So it's almost as if like you may really try to defy your limitations or where you feel boundaries at this time, and may try to succeed in something, but potentially with no luck is how I'm channeling it. I think you should still try. I don't think you should ever listen to what, unless something dangerous is coming through with astrology. Like I don't know, with your 8th and your 5th house, for those of you where it's like you feel like you can't speak where you feel like you're having mental conflict or you don't feel like you have enough confidence on this day, because Jupiter's in Gemini and the ruler of Gemini is Mercury, and Mercury's in Sagittarius, and the ruler of Sagittarius is Jupiter. There's something about having conflicting thoughts and not having enough confidence to either express yourself the way you want to or just put yourself out there. So for example, if you want to apply for jobs, I feel like you would feel discouraged because maybe that other job interview never called you back. This is how it could play out. Okay, December 26th, Mercury in Sagittarius opposing Jupiter in retrograde in Gemini in your 8th house. So again, December 26th, we have Mercury in Sagittarius in your 2nd house. It's opposing Jupiter in retrograde in your 8th house in Gemini. So I feel like, again, your thoughts, the things you want to speak about, you may want to talk about it surface level. You may not want to go too deep. You may just want to focus on the bigger picture. That may be because you don't actually have the fine details. You may be doing something that you've never done before or you're unsure about, but maybe you do feel intuitively that things will work out in the end. Regardless, there's like this inner tension where it's like you don't want to focus on the fine details, or this could be somebody else with you. It's like it's either your inner thoughts or a conversation with somebody else. So what I channeled for the collective is someone reaching out from the past and apologizing. I see this person as a loyal person, and I see you will feel anger for this person and then better once they reach out. So I feel like how I'm seeing this is there's a conversation that I guess you need to have with someone, or at least you feel like you do. And the way they're showing it to me is like I'm seeing, what are those things called? Like a brick stove, like how you make those pizzas, where you put the pizza in, and I guess it's a brick stove pizza. I don't know. Hopefully you're following. And it feels like, you know, you may get burned by opening this door with them. Like literally then the next scene is like what they do to people's bodies when they're dead, like when they're getting cremated. So I feel like, you may want to expand on your words at this time and have a conversation, but at the same time, you feel like something, you just may get burned is what I'm picking up on. So I think this may be somebody potentially from your past, where a conversation needs to get, where you feel like a conversation needs to take place. But yeah, you may get hurt. December 26th, Mercury in Sagittarius in your 2nd house is opposing, oh, I just said that. December 26th, that same day, Mercury in Sagittarius in your 2nd house will be squaring Saturn and Pisces in the 5th house. So a little bit similar to Jupiter squaring Saturn. I just feel like when Saturn is blocking your words, your thoughts, it causes depression. It makes you not able to prioritize what should be a priority. You usually have a tendency to be late to things. There's miscommunication, there's arguments, there's misunderstandings. This also shows the potential to be late. Oh, I already said that, right? Yeah, and this has to do with romance for you guys, or maybe creative expression, or just you guys being able to express yourselves and your feelings. So, what I channeled was for the collective conversations about sex. The only thing I could think of as to why like that would be, because I don't see that with Mercury squaring Saturn. Conversations, yes, I can see with Mercury. But sex, the reason I'm thinking this is coming through is because the 5th house traditionally rules Leo. And right now we have Mars here, which does talk about sex. So yeah, I do think that's possible. So yeah, let's channel it. People may be trying to give you advice on this day is what I'm getting, and you may not want to take it. I feel like I'm seeing you guys protect yourself from either giving advice, or it's like you're trying to give advice. But there's some type of difficulty with this. Like I'm definitely seeing you guys feeling like you have to watch what it is you say on this day. And for some reason, it's either like you're trying to take advice, or you're giving advice, or you don't want to give advice fully. Like you're trying to block yourself from fully giving it. Maybe that's because nobody's asking for it. I'm not too sure, but that's how I was channeling it. Or if it's conversations about sex, maybe you already knew, or you already know that this is like, you should be taking advice on this topic. Maybe you've gotten this advice already before when it comes to this person, or maybe it's your own advice and it's like you're trying to shut that up at this time. Yeah, because Mercury rules Virgo, your 11th house, your group of friends, social networking, the internet, and also rules your 8th house in Gemini, which is sex, things going on behind your back. I don't see this as money with this aspect. So yeah, I'm just going to keep that there. What else do we have going on? December 27th, we have Venus in Aquarius in your 4th house, and it's squaring Uranus in retrograde and Taurus in your 7th. So again, December 27th, we have Venus in Aquarius, and it's squaring Uranus in retrograde and Taurus in your 7th house. So I think of this as the 4th house, which is traditionally Cancer, and it's squaring, traditionally would be the Libra house. So maybe your emotions don't really, like your feelings and emotions don't truly line up, or don't get expressed in the way that you meant for them to be expressed, or for them to be communicated. It's either you or another person, and instead it's like some type of argument comes out of this, or it's like you're spending way too much money based on your feelings, or based on your feelings, but your feelings would be based on wanting to have fun, wanting to go out, wanting to do group oriented things, or maybe spending money on intellectual pursuits, but it's like now maybe you're having trouble with money. That's what I think of with Uranus squaring Venus. And the fact that you guys have this going on in Taurus, which talks about the throat chakra, I do think there would be some type of potential argument on this day with somebody you guys are dating, dating or sleeping with. And if it's not that, then I think it's just, you know, not a great time with your finances, because Venus rules Taurus, and Venus right now is currently in Aquarius, and Uranus rules Aquarius. And right now, like I just said, Venus is in Aquarius. So what I channeled for the collective is I'm seeing a roller coaster based on something you're trying to build that you don't know about. I'm seeing something growing, and I'm getting sparks, something new you're building. So maybe for those of you that are trying to start a relationship, this transit on this day kind of holds you back. Maybe like something suddenly happens that creates some type of issue for you guys, where it's like you can't now go any further. Let's channel it. Yeah, I'm getting 3 of Swords for you. I feel like you're literally witnessing something with your eyes on this day. If you're not witnessing it, then I feel like you're going to hear about it, and it kind of throws like a wrench in your plans, because I feel like you want to build something. So it's either a career or it's a person. I'm getting romance, but I feel like you're going to be seeing this person with another person. And honestly, I could see that happening too with Venus being in Aquarius. It's like, I feel like with Venus in Aquarius, something suddenly could happen. Especially with Uranus in that 7th house. It's like the unexpected happened. So yeah. December 29th, Chiron goes direct in Aries. Okay, so you guys have this in your 6th house. So Chiron will be going direct on December 29th. So I think whatever it is you see is going to connect back with this wound of yours that you have when it comes to Aries energy. It's either going to be your physical body, it's either going to have to do with sex, or potentially work, or just your insecurities about your self-confidence. I think you're going to have a better time once Chiron goes direct. I think when Chiron went retrograde, it was bringing out our wounds to the point where it's like we realize the work that still needs to be done. And now that Chiron goes direct, it's like now we can actually do the work. So what I channeled for the collective is chilling out from your problems. You're not as stressed and not as much pressure. Yeah, I would say that too, because I feel like when Chiron went retrograde, it probably was throwing all of our, whatever our Chiron wounds are, like in our face. It probably was, I feel like just intense, or like we just really felt bad about ourselves when Chiron was going retrograde. But I feel like it'll be less of that energy once Chiron goes direct. And again, because Mars is the ruler of Aries and it's in your 10th house in Leo, it is in retrograde, but I think there's going to be this energy of you guys wanting to achieve in something. And I feel like it's going to have to do with either work or how you are seen. So let's channel it. I feel like something is coming back up for you at this time, and I feel like it's because Mars is in retrograde, the past. Now, usually, I mean, yeah, never mind. So I feel like what I'm seeing is I'm kind of getting like the Emperor energy. It's like you're in control of your emotions, like in a positive way. And I feel like you are reviewing things from the past. I feel like you're reviewing a very specific situation. And I am picking up on Leo energy with another person. Like I'm getting the Strength card in Tarot, confidence. Like I feel like there was a situation that maybe you feel like you guys caused another pain and there was like a bounce back there. I don't know. It feels like to me like a breakup, and then it's like this person ends up being with somebody else. I don't know if this is what you're seeing around this time, but this is what I feel like you're witnessing, or this is somebody's story out there. But it's almost as if like you needed to see that in order to chill you out, because I am getting this chill energy. I'm definitely picking up on Uranus for sure.